Hi there, my name's Fiona and I'm one of the team here at PTFS Europe. And for what's on my mind this week, I thought I'd introduce you to a new piece of functionality that came with Koha 2405, and it allows you to copy permissions from one user to another. So for our PTFS Europe customers, you can look forward to this added enhancement when you next upgrade, and I'm sure you'll agree that it will help to make creating user logins for Koha far more efficient and really speed up that process. So I'm just going to begin by having a look at my account. And as you know, the user permissions can be found under the More menu, and you've got the option here to set permissions. Now, I'm a super librarian, so I do have access to everything, but if you'd rather, you can give your staff members access to specific permission sets at quite a granular level. So you can give them access to things at a group level, or you can expand the details and you can be more specific with the permissions that they're given. So to give you an example of that, if I have a look at another member of staff and have a look at his permissions, you can see he's not a super librarian, but he does have access to quite a lot of different functions within the Koha system, but quite granular there, so only access to some areas. Now at 2405, the addition of the copy settings button came into play, and you can see here that as well as having copy settings, we've got paste option as well. So these are two new values that you'll see when you upgrade. And as its name suggests, you can simply copy these permissions and then paste them into another user record. I mean, how quick does that make the process of setting up login records for you now? So let's run through that. From here, I'm going to copy the settings. And you can see I've got a tick there now. So I'm now going to come into my patrons and I'm going to create a new member of staff. So I'm just going to add in some minimal information. Put the name in, we'll put a card number. And we shall make the permission set. So we can see, we don't need to bother putting anything else in here. So I'll just save that record. And then from the More menu here, we're going to set the permissions. Whereas before I would need to go through and work out exactly which permissions Dolly Brown should get. Now all I need to do is paste those permissions that I've copied. And there we go. Automatically makes the permissions the same as the user that I've just created them from. So I think that's fantastic. Obviously, I can now go through these and I can take anything away that I don't want. So if I don't want this particular user to be able to manage the item search fields, or if I don't want them to be able to delete patrons, for example, I can just take that permission away. But it copies a permission set that I'd taken from that last user. And obviously I can search for specific permissions if I wanted to just make sure they were set correctly here. So I'm just going to save that. And now when I go back in just to have a look, you can see that they have been saved. So that's fantastic. You do also have the option to forget the copied permissions as well. So if you want to ensure that you finished with your permission set you're copying, you can then click on that forgot copy permissions once you are done. So that was just a very quick introduction into a new piece of functionality that I think will really be appreciated by our library customers. I'm sure you'll see that it speeds up the process for you. So I hope you found that interesting. Thank you very much.